Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hemo in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
You know, it is almost, it's saddening. It's so sad.
Very sad.
Teachers' salaries are about to be slashed.
Yes.
They have been slashed.
They have been.
Yes.
Without notice, without anything, they've just arbitrarily been slashed.
No notice. The teachers went to the banks and found nothing.
Because you have a loan.
Some have loans.
Yes.
In some had committed their salaries
Yes.
to some other investments. So now, when the employers lost their salaries, out of a ruling in the Labor Relations Court favoring the teachers,
Yes.
because the employer lost. The employer is the one who went to court, you know.
Yes.
And the petition, a strike that was going to take place, right, which was contesting over some issues on promotion of teachers, mostly, and transfers, arbitrary transfers, which we called delocalization, and other instruments that were being used to assess the teachers, which are called TBAD, and the use of an instrument called CBG, which the CBA demanded that the employer call the parties who signed the CBA to sit and come up with that instrument. Then the employer did not call the parties, who were the trade unions, KNUT and KNUT. Finally, the employer went on using that instrument from 2018. Actually, there's a circular that was sent in 2nd May 2018 to validate the document called CBG. And this has disturbed the teachers. So when the case was heard and determined, the Labor Relations Court judge, Brian Ugaya, ruled that the employer was wrong. Promotion should be given according to the Code of Regulation.
Correct.
And the Code of Regulation is embedded in the CBA.
So you're saying they are breaking the law?
They are breaking the law. And in fact, right now, from the word go, we want to request the Attorney General, who the Constitution, Article 156, allows to get and interpret the law,
Yes.
and save the common mwananchi, whose rights have been violated.
I mean, look, how does this happen, Bwana Treasurer? How does this happen that someone could go arbitrarily against the law, slash salaries,
Yes.
demote teachers?
Yes.
I mean, this is a banana republic.
We're wondering, it's so ridiculous. You know, the teachers have not messed. If there was a ruling that was done in court, and it was done by the judges who understand the collective bargaining agreement process, the judges who understand the Code of Regulation.
Yeah.
You know, teachers have a Bible. They call them a Bible. The Code of Regulation,
Right.
the TSC Act, and the ethics, the Code of Ethics and Conduct of the Teachers. Those are the Bibles.
Yeah.
So these judges understand all these things in the Labor Relations Code. And I'm considering the issue whereby teachers have not been promoted since 2014. The employer stopped promotion of teachers
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Tell me something. Are you threatening a nationwide strike?
We, first of all, you know, we are not happy. We are not happy. We are not trigger happy
Yeah.
that we call strikes. We are also parents.
Yeah.
Our children are in school. And this affects the teachers. Actually, Koinange, you saw the press, the editorials that ran last week in the
Yes.
press, where the press was saying, let TSC and unions come together and talk.
Correct.
That is what we want.
Yeah.
We are requesting the employer. After the ruling, the employer could have called the teacher unions to sit.
And they didn't.
And he didn't. He just went to the appeal. On appealing, he was defeated in the appeal. He wasn't granted
And
the.
still they keep going.
Now-
Still they slash salary.
After that, they left the court. After the court refused to put a stay
Yeah.
on its judgment, they went back infuriated, annoyed,
Yes.
angered,
Yes.
and they landed on the teachers' payroll.
This is the punishment now.
Punishment the teachers are.
Tell me something. What is the average teacher salary out there? We'd like to know how much does the average teacher earn or take home?
Actually, most of the teachers are a good number of those who are teaching in primary schools and who operate on a scheme of service of non-graduate teachers.
Okay.
Who moved from a salary of around 16,000 to 21,000 after the CBA. And this 21, it was moving up to 2021. That is when they are going to realize the maximum parallel salary. Now, these fellows earn this salary, but after taxation, their salary will go as low as 14,000.
Good. There are some housemaids and managers who earn more than that.
I'm telling you.
Who earn more than that.
And these are the frustrated teachers you're giving your future to. Unachukua watoto unawapelekea. And you expect that you watapita
wapi?
Because the teacher is already frustrated. Haya, huyu umemlipa 14,000.
And this is just, it's criminal.
Delocalize her or him.
Yes.
Send them Kwale.
Kutoka Western.
Yes.
Ako
Na
Kwale.
bibi peleka wapi kwa Wamasai. Peleka Kajiado. Wako na 14,000 wote.
Imagine.
Alafu waache sasa.
What are they going to pay for it?
My goodness.
How are their children going to operate? These are, demotivated fellows.
Yes.
Let me tell you, it's like you give a maid your child, and you keep on threatening the maid. Telling, utaona. Nikija nikipata, utaona.
Yes.
Alafu huyo mtoto wako atachungwa sana. Will this child be taken care of?
Never.
Chef, the teachers have stayed in same grades for so long. Some 12 years. Same grades. 13 years. 14 years. 11 years.
Where's the motivation?
Where is the motivation? Earning the same. Working hard in schools. They're not moving.
No.
So now, how are teachers motivated? Those are questions we are asking. But the court ruled, it is spelled clearly, teachers should be promoted according to the Code of Regulation. And the Code of Regulation, which is a statutory document, is a legal document passed in Parliament. Part 6 talks about promotion of teachers. And it says, in promoting a teacher, the employer should observe the schemes of service available. And there are 3. The scheme of service for non-graduate teachers, the scheme of service for graduate teachers, and the scheme of service for technical teachers who are moved to the public service. So the TSC is operating on 2 schemes of service.
Yeah.
Now, when they have been told to operate on that, and still the same Part 6 has gone down on Regulation 73, 74, on how the employer is supposed to promote the teachers, on the criteria they are supposed to use. And it spells clearly that when promoting a teacher, you should look at the following. It says the period the teacher has stayed in that grade, the qualification, on attaining higher qualification, the experience that the teacher has had, and performance. And I can read this clearly. The Commission shall, in promoting a teacher, consider the existing schemes of service, and in particular, merit and ability as reflected in the teacher's work performance and results. Seniority and experience are set out in the scheme of service. Existence of a vacancy, academic and professional qualification, and any other criteria that the Commission may consider relevant.
So these are very demotivated lot.
A demotivated lot.
Yeah. I mean, what would make you wake up in the morning to go and teach a bunch of strangers?
Umelipwa 14, haya haujai promotiwa
in 5-10 years.
You have spent money to go to school. Umepata degree hata 3. Nobody cares.
Why bother?
Alafu kuna watoto 85
in your classroom.
Umeletewa. Deal with them.
85.
Primary education.
Innocently seated before you.
This is what you call a ticking time bomb.
Yes. Ndio maana saa ingine ukifanya makosa unalimo unashaka hii ni makosa yangu ama kuna makosa ya last week. Unajua?
That is so sad.
Yes.
It's so sad. What's the next step now? What is the next step?
You know what we are wondering, first of all, that the employer should know is that When the employer brought up a circular that for teachers in primary to be head teachers or deputy, they must be graduate teachers. And by that time they were operating on a TPC, teacher provisions course, which the teachers used to do for them to attain or get a promotion. Teachers opted to go to universities using their own money. They took loans and went to universities. And from the year or behind 2014, let's say from 2000 to 2013, those who graduated were promoted. But from 2014, the employer received the degree certificates, the diplomas, and gave them letters. They said, we have received your documents. The letters are called acknowledgement letters. Teachers have been with the acknowledgement letters in the house
for 5 years.
For 5 years, waiting for the employer to promote them.
And it's not happening.
It's not happening.
East Sayoti in Ndabi.
Sidoi tunaenda na America. Yes, we are busy. Unafikiria tutakaa ikosa?
Tunaenda kuona Dolly Parton.
Yes, tukidiscuss walimu.
But you know, Bwana Matiangi, this is so sad. This is so sad. When you affect the future of the country.
Yes.
I've just come back from a country called Liberia, where education is non-existent.
Imagine.
And when you don't educate a generation, you get a generation of idiots.
Imagine.
Sasa hii shida ni umekaa kwa hiyo shule but you're not getting anything.
No, there's no motivation.
Yes.
Why should the teacher care?
But let's ask a question.
Yes.
Jeff,
Go on.
Does it mean that the judge in the court is ignorant of the collective bargaining agreement?
They don't care.
Does it mean that the employer has more knowledge about the code of regulation than the judge who ruled? Now, what the employer could have done, because this is a government arm, one arm of the judiciary is an arm of the government,
correct,
and the commission is another arm. They could have called for an interpretation of this ruling that was given by the judge. They could have gone to the Attorney General. In fact, even in court, the AG was represented. The AG's office was represented.
And yet they didn't comment or they didn't bother to interpret this.
They didn't. Now, we are in a crisis where teachers are demoralized, their salaries have been slashed. Now, who saves them?
Who saves them?
Who saves them? That is why we are asking now for the government to come in. Actually, we are asking, and we write to the Attorney General to interpret this, to intervene, because it is his prerogative to get in and interpret the law.
Okay, the thing is, right now schools are in recess or holiday, right?
Yes.
And they're going to be coming back very soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this crisis has
By
to be 27th of August.
Or 27th of August. They're opening.
So this crisis has to be resolved in the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks.
Right?
And we're waiting for the employer to call us. We are very ready, even right now, even at night.
Yeah.
If the employer calls us, we will sit and discuss.
Okay, how far are you willing? Are you willing to listen, to meet halfway? I mean, how would you like this resolved?
We want to meet with the employer, go through the ruling, and understand why it cannot be implemented. Because the ruling does not come up with issues that are not in the CBA.
Yeah.
Because when the ruling says promote teachers according to the code of regulation, and the CBA says the code of regulation shall be an integral part of the CBA.
Yes.
So are these things not agreeing?
Are they gelling? Don't they make sense?
They make sense.
Yes.
Because everything that the employer should do, and all of us, should be what is in the code of regulation. But now when the employer says that he's using the progression document to promote teachers, this is a document that was brought in 2018, fire circular, or for 2nd May 2018.
Maybe this employer never went to school.
No, they went to school. They
Which
went
one?
to school.
Rogue.
No, maybe they don't understand.
You can go to school, but school doesn't go through you. So ulikuwa tu, ulikuwa
Walipitia.
Yes. Uliona wengine wakipita.
Yes, the question is, if he's saying that the CBG, the ruling has gone against the CBG, this document, career progression guidelines for teachers, was brought forward in 2018. The CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, was done in and signed on 25th October 2016. And yet teachers benefited from the CBA from 1st July 2017. The CBG was not there.
Correct.
And this CBG is discussed in the same code of, in the same CBA, Article 11 of the CBA, whereby it demands that the employer meets the unions and comes up with a tool that will be used to assess the teachers, evaluate the teachers, and promote them. But the employer did not call.
In the meantime, this teacher, like you said, has gone to his or her bank and found that there is no money.
No money. A teacher collapsed in Kericho, I'm telling you. He inserted a card into the ATM machine.
Expecting
money.
Yes.
Yes, and just found out 500 shillings. That is what he could get.
He
Could not believe. He stood there and fall down.
And I'm sure that story is the same across the country.
Across the country.
No warning, nothing.
And let me tell you, this has not been done to all the teachers. The employer came up with 2 payrolls, which is very funny.
Okay.
Same employees, 1 employer, 2 payrolls. 1 payroll for KUPPET and the Kewota teachers, and another payroll for KNUT members. So it says that it is KNUT which was in court.
So they are punishing KNUT members.
They are punishing KNUT members.
That's impunity. You can't do that. That's illegal.
So all teachers who are KNUT members have their salaries slashed. That the ruling which was given, and yet it is not KNUT which went to court.
No.
It is the employer who took the case to court.
It's like the employer saying, Nitawaonesha.
Yeah. I have powers.
Powers.
Yes, mimi nina nguvu.
That is not, that is illegal.
He has rolled out, the employer has rolled out a document for validation, telling the members, opt out of the union and you'll be safe.
Oh my God.
And yet, when the teachers are out of the union, it's like jumping out of the pan.
Yeah, into the fire.
Into the fire.
Into the fire.
Yes.
But listen, this is almost like extortion.
Yes. It's like extortion.
Yes.
Because the money is there. Government, the budget, allocation for salary payment and increment during this period of the CBA, that is as from 1st July 2019, the money is there. Given to the employer.
You have no authority to withhold anybody's salary.
And the treasury did not complain that they returned the money we gave you because the ruling is bad.
Right.
They did it. So the money was in with tears.
So you employer nataka ku?
Ni kufrustrate watu.
My goodness. And once you frustrate the teacher, you frustrate the child, you frustrate the parents.
That's it.
The
whole generation imepotea hivi.
So we want an interpretation of this judgment.
No, this doesn't need interpretation. It's obvious.
We are operating like a sect.
It's in black and white.
Unajua vile sect zilikuwa usiponiachia kitu ubebi hii stage. So hivyo ndio huko. Yes.
No, wanaitwa mungiki.
Ndio.
Ubebi.
Hii stage unabeba kama nani? Kia nani?
It's extortion.
Yes.
Now you're punishing KNUT and not KUPPET or other members.
Yes. You want to punish the members who are in KNUT. That this ruling which was given favored KNUT members. You know, trade unions stand in on behalf of their members.
Yes.
Correct.
And constitutionally, the trade unions are the ones that sign a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement. So, the CBA signed by KNUT favors the members of KNUT. And the CBA signed by KUPPET favors the members of KUPPET.
Correct.
But no, the CBA is the same. CBA, there are no changes.
Yeah.
So now, when you punish the members of one trade union, that a court has given a ruling, does it mean that this court does not know what they are doing? Does it mean that the court has given a ruling to punish the employees? Does it mean that way?
You know, if there's some aspiring teachers out there, what would make them want to get a teaching degree, diploma? There's nothing to inspire them. There's nothing. If you always said, I always wanted to be a teacher to make a difference, forget it.
In fact, let me tell you, if there is a place where there is exit and people are going for greener pastures, it's from teaching.
But kama unalipa 500, si afadhali hata ukae nyumbani. Utoke uomba, hata ukiomba utapata 500 kwa siku. Ukisema ni kuomba, seriously. Utaomba 500.
We have teachers who trained long time ago and they have not been employed since 2010.
Oh man.
They graduated. They are at home. Some are selling charcoal. some are motorbike riders, some are matatu touts and the drivers. Now, will you employ these fellows and take them to class to teach, and they have forgotten the schemes of services? Yes, wamesahau.
Yes.
Yeah, so they need to go for a refresher course.
Yes.
For them to get back to teach people's children.
Which will cost them.
Which will cost them again.
It's very funny. This week, I am meeting one of the teachers who taught me 35 years ago. I'm seeing her for the first time in about 10 years, right? And I've been telling former students, remember Mrs. Pereira? She's coming to town, come and meet. So everybody's looking forward to meeting Mrs. Pereira. Sasa huu wako amekuwa makanga.
Imagine.
And then you can say, huu alikuwa mwalimu wangu. Huu anauza makaa. Huu alikuwa mwalimu wangu.
Imagine.
Wewe future yako iko wapi? Wewe ndio makaa. Kama mwalimu wako anauza.
Wewe ndio makaa. Kimutai Career on Twitter says, this is absolutely unacceptable and shameful that this can be done to that teacher right there who wakes up each day to hustle hard for his or her living just for something they don't even have any knowledge about. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Tumefika hapo.
This is where we've come.
Yes. Juu shule tuko watoto 84
in a classroom.
Hauoni wote. Watoto ni twingi. Unaangalia wale unaweza, time ni kidogo, it's limited.
Yes.
Na uko kichwa yako unajua.
The teacher pupil ratio here is bad.
It's terrible.
Terrible. And remember, some teachers are teaching children who are seated on stones. With a blackboard placed on a tree, under a tree. You can imagine. Where are we going?
Where are we going as a nation?
Wamekusikia.
Oh, Duncan Were, the Pope, who is in Kangemi, says, that's Kenya for you. We ignore our priorities, punishing teachers. You are also punishing the kids. I am worried now if it's not resolved, my daughter won't resume school in September.
Yeah.
If it's not resolved.
These are teachers who are demoralized.
Yes.
Do you blame them?
How? No. If we have not paid the teachers, some of the principals and the head teachers who are members of the union have been punished by withdrawing the gains they got from the CBA, and yet they are threatened. You must go to school. You're not telling somebody. You must toe the line. Or you must opt out of the union for you to get the gains.
Come on.
Amen.
Come on. What is this?
Serious.
Kwani in North Korea?
Imekuwa North.
Come on. Collins Owino in Mombasa County 001 said, so sad. We are not a focused nation at all. We are busy punishing our own generation. Oh, call in, folks. I'm sure there are a lot of people who want to call in and air their views about what's going on with our teachers. Or maybe there are even teachers out there who'd like to call and let us know. Call us 0722
20 88 20
0734
20 88 20.
We're speaking to the National Treasurer of the Kenya National Union of Teachers, John Matiangi. That's right.
Yes.
Not Fred.
John.
The other Matiangi. Let us know your thoughts. 0722
20 88 20
0734
20 88 20.
Twendekazi Katiba, Twendekazi. Calls are coming in thick and fast. Hot 96, you're on the air. Good morning. Hey, mambo nani? Desmond kutoka wapi?
Kahawa.
Shukari. Shuge. Okay. Desmond, unaonaje hii mambo ya walimu?
Ni hujma.
Unaumia sana. Hiyo ni ndoto. Terrible. Thank you so much. Alitaka kuwa mwalimu?
Yes, lakini sasa ni ndoto.
Ni ndoto.
Yes. Just a dream.
It's a dream. Good Lord.
Dream.
Yeah. Hot 96, you are on the air. Good morning. Yeah, who's this? Kareithi. Mambo, salimia National Treasurer Matiangi.
Salama kabisa.
Yeah. Correct. Give teachers their dues.
Good.
It's plain and simple.
Yes.
It needs no interpretation, Bwana Matiangi. It's plain and simple.
Yes.
And if you're trying to punish people,
yes,
don't do it to the union.
In fact,
You know?
if you punish the union, then punish the union and not the innocent teachers. Yeah.
Hot 96, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Yepan Hamo.
Yeah.
morning.
Nani Ndugu.
Fresh Freddy.
Fresh
Fresh
Freddy.
Freddy. Mambo.
Mambo salama.
Salimia Bwana Matiangi.
Maria Mwalimu.
Salama, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Yes. Leta maneno.
Number one, I think this country understands court law more than talking on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because if you look at even the person who is frustrating the teachers,
Yes.
alipita kwa mkono wa walimu.
Kabisa.
Fundishwa, akapata hiyo maarifa,
Very true.
sasa na frustrate penye ametoka.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a say that say don't bite the hand that feeds you.
That's correct.
It's like he's biting the hand that feeds him or her.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'll advise you guys, okay, that day people should go to President's office and you say enough is enough
Yeah.
so that the teachers can be heard.
You're not just biting the hand. Thank you so much. You're biting the feet and the head and the whole
yes.
body is being bitten,
Which is feeding you.
which
Yes.
is feeding you. Evans Arwinga says,
Yes.
I know a teacher or have a teacher who is now a border rider.
Yes.
Imagine.
That is the story all over the place.
Sasa unamwitaga mwalimu
Yes. Unatafanya nini?
anaendesha nduthi.
Sisi wanafunzi tunawarespect zaidi ya wale wanawalipa.
Correct.
Yes, we respect them.
So mwalimu ndiye anaendesha nduthi.
The only people who have money.
And there's many cases like this, Matiangi. Many
Yes,
cases.
yes, many cases.
Yes.
Right now, teachers are on holiday, but some are riding motorbikes to get some small coins for them to survive and move on.
Yeah.
And make ends meet.
Ends meet. The payslip is negative 8,000.
Oh, yani wewe ndio uko na deni sasa.
Negative 8,000.
More calls, okay? 0722.
20, 88, 20.
Hot 96, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, who's this?
This is Jerry Jogwe.
Hey, mambo.
Poa.
Salimia Bwana Matiangi.
Matiangi, mambo.
Poa poa.
Amefurahia sana. Yes.
This is very demoralizing.
Tell me about it.
Because I can imagine this employer went through a system.
Sure.
These guys who are watching the report from I'm wondering how.
Yes.
I want to spend 100 million shillings to go and listen to Dolly Parton. I really don't get it. Our priorities are upside down.
The Olds.
The what?
Olds.
You see, that's your teacher is probably one of those who wasn't paid.
OWLS.
Owl.
Imetoka wapi? No. Sikia hata mwenye anaongea.
All right, we're going to take a break. Teddy Oak is going to give us the news at the top of the hour. But Matiangi, we'd like to continue this conversation after the news because this is just ridiculous. Somebody needs to listen. I hope they're listening because you destroy our teachers.
Yes.
You destroy us all.
Did you listen to Jeff and Professor Hamo in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Release that was just put out, right? It's called The Implications of the Judgment of Justice Biram Ongaya. Dated on the 12th of July, okay? Now, this is how it goes. On the 12th of July, the court issued its judgment touching on the above outlined issues. We'll talk about this TSC ruling, right? After studying the implication of the ruling in various aspects of teacher management and the ongoing implication of the 2017-2021 CBA, collective bargaining agreements, the commission immediately applied to the court to stay in its orders to allow for appeal. The stay was not granted. So on 30th July, the TSC ran the July payroll for all teachers in its employment. However, owing to the court ruling of 12 July on the issues outlined, several challenges have been experienced, particularly in the preparation of the teachers' payroll and implementation of 54 billion shilling 2017-2021 CBA. So arising from the judgment, KNUT has maintained that all its members should be promoted in accordance with the Scheme of Service, SOS they called it, which was revised in 2007. It's important to note that the Commission discontinued SOS and adopted Career Progression Guidelines, CPGs, in 2017. So the question to John Matiangi is, what does this mean? Explain this to us.
We can't really understand what the commission means. That they discarded the career progression. I mean, they discarded the schemes of service.
SOS, yes.
And brought in career progression guidelines. When you discard something which is in law, the code of regulation for teachers is law.
Yeah.
It was passed in parliament,
Correct.
legislated in parliament, and it has not been amended. Then they could have asked for an amendment of this code, so that they bring in the CBG, which could now work, because the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, says clearly that it will refer all the time to the code of regulation. And in Article 11 of the collective bargaining agreement, it says performance, management, and evaluation. It says clearly that parties agree that the employer shall undertake an annual performance evaluation of all teachers in its employment as per the code of regulation for teachers. Annual, once a year, as per the code.
Right.
And then it says, annual performance evaluation shall be undertaken by the employer through tools to be developed with the participation of the parties herein. The parties are the unions, which signed the CBA. Then it says in 11 part 5, the employer undertakes to comply with part 6 of the Teachers Code of Regulation for teachers in developing and facilitating career development programs with a view to enhance productivity in the teaching profession.
You know, this is plain, it's simple.
Very plain.
It's English.
Either
you understand it or you don't.
When you go back to that document, you improve it. It's not regression.
Correct.
It is growth.
So
you need to improve it.
So these people think they are above the law. Is that what it is?
Now the judge said promote the teachers according to the schemes of service available,
Correct.
Which is part 6 of the Code of Regulation. And the part 6, which has not been amended, says in promoting teachers, refer to the schemes of service available. So what is the employer saying? It doesn't observe its own Code of Regulation. It wants to observe things. The CBG has not been legislated in Parliament.
It's like driving on the Thika superhighway, the wrong side. Unaenda tu against traffic. Vile unataka.
You know, Jeff, ridiculous. The issue is the unions are not against the CBG. Because we recognize it since we signed. The only thing that it was developed at our backs, behind the curtains. When it was developed and we met, the unions met the employer. The employer said, we are piloting the document. Once we have finished the pilot project, we will call you and take you through. We have waited. The unions have waited for long to be called, but the instrument was rolled out in 2018, via circular.
Without your inclusion.
Without our inclusion. Then the court stayed the circular of 2nd May 2018. Once it stayed the circular, then it means it stayed the CBG.
Correct.
Until the parties. Even right now, we are ready to sit with the employer to work out that document. We are ready.
And what is TSC saying? What are they saying to you?
They are not talking to us.
You see?
They're not talking to us.
Mark Okura, the actor on Twitter, says, I know my own teacher who is now a matatu driver, Hapa County bus. Aki Gaba is playing with our future.
Imagine.
These are the teachers who are raising a generation. Now they are just trying to make ends meet any way they can.
Employer ni kama business ambayo ni yako, sole proprietorship. Ukiamua kufungua duka leo unafungua. Nikitaka kuuza sukari Telbo nauza. Nikule mandazi zote ni hivyo. That's how they operate.
Moses keeping a teacher, is a teacher trainee hapa KTTC. Mwambie afunge mizigo. Rudi nyumbani.
How are you motivating such a young man?
And there's many of them like that. At KTTC.
Imagine.
Training to be teachers.
Imagine.
You think these ones will want to be...
Imagine a teacher who cannot pay rent. He cannot pay his rent or her rent.
She's dodging the landlord.
Dodging the landlord because negative 5,000, negative 8,000, negative 12,000. How can this teacher live? And this is a teacher we are expecting to open school. When she or he is dodging the landlord, the children are going to school. He or she can now not pay because the deductions will be again implemented and effected in the next month's salary. They are recovering what the teacher has had received from 1st July 2017 when the CBG was not in place. You've seen the document?
Yes.
Jeff. It came in place in 2018 and teachers had earned from the CBA collective bargaining agreement.
Yes.
1st July 2017.
Tell me how much depression is going to set in right now. I can feel I'm depressed right now listening to this.
Imagine. Teachers now at home are depressed. I don't know what they are going to do. Yeah. And we want the employer to call us. We discussed this. When we are unable to interpret the ruling, if we are unable to interpret the ruling, we will call the legal part of government.
Yes. The Attorney General.
The Attorney General.
Yes.
Yeah, to interpret and give us a report.
Yeah.
Of course, will the court rule that slash teacher salaries?
Will they listen to the Attorney General? Kama itakuwa opinion nyingine ya kuwekwa kwa shelf.
We are waiting to see. It is a wait and a see issue now. This is impunity of the highest order.
Okay.
Punishing a trade union, and finally punishing the teachers who are under that trade union, so that they can opt out of the union, so that uwapate hapo nje wakiwa kiholela hawana union, then you mistreat them the way you want. Teachers in this country should listen. Stay in the union. The union will defend you. That is all.
Yes.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, Chef.
And it's not an oncoming train.
No.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Yes.
Kabisa. Solidarity forever.
Yes.
Solidarity forever.
You know, we can laugh about it, but it's no laughing matter.
It's not laughing.
Because there are people suffering right now.
Yes. And the problem is, they used to operate in those days when nobody could participate. Kama sisi wa Kenya hatungesaidia. But times are different. People can do something about it now.
Exactly.
Oh
my God, this is it's so wrong.
So wrong.
It is so wrong.
Actually, the Attorney General in his office should come out and advise before teachers are affected in the next month's salary. Whether the judiciary gave a ruling that affected the teachers of this country. Did the judiciary, his own judiciary, give a ruling that affected the teachers? That was to slash the gains the teachers have received. Let us understand. Yeah.
And if someone was listening to you from the TSC right now, what do you tell them?
TSC should call us. Call the unions. Come to the table. We are ready to discuss. We are not enemies. We are only serving the people who are teaching our children. The people whom we have given. I'm a parent. We are all parents. We have children in school. And we are giving them to teachers. We are molesting. Call us even now. We sit and look at this situation so that the teachers can be motivated to go back to school. If this fails, then you know the consequences.
Oh, yes.
You know the consequences.
I was about to ask you, what's the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is that teachers will not open schools. Even if they open, they will be on a go-slow. They will not teach. This is a time we want to bring in the competence-based curriculum, which is good, actually, which is good. And it should be only adjusted. There are a few issues that should be adjusted. Then we move on. We should now be focusing our energy on how to teach our children, prepare them in this new curriculum. That is the emerging issue.
And by the way,
not slashing salaries.
And the CBC is very challenging. It's not an easy thing.
It's challenging.
It's very challenging.
Yeah.
2633, I mean, from 844. I mean,
that transition alone.
Correct.
And then you're not motivating the people who are implementing it.
Imagine.
Yes.
The implementer is frustrated.
Yes.
This is a serious issue. We should focus all our energy in coming up with this CBC, working it out, and implementing it. That is our discussion now. We should not go back to look at a teacher who is molested, frustrated, who cannot now be able to be in class to teach. Yeah. Teacher who cannot pay for his or her own school fees for children. A teacher who cannot pay rent. A teacher who cannot have transport to travel to where you have sent or delocalized him or her to go and teach because you have taken back the gains he had.
And the money is there.
The money is there. The money is there.
This is like a punishment. It's like
hey, see me after school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nione badai.
Yeah.
No school ahead.
Nothing.
Yes.
No school ahead.
Kimeumana.
Kimeumana. Hivyo ndivyo.
Kamenuka.
Kunuka. Ni kubaya.
But Matiangi, final thoughts moving forward. Is there hope? Like you said, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Is there hope?
There is a great hope actually. the only person who is an impediment here is the employer. If the employer calls the unions, the employer was committed to motivating the teachers, after the ruling was done, the employer appealed. The appeal was not accepted. Then they could have called the unions to the table, asked the AG to interpret the ruling, give the AG the CBA, and have the AG interpret on how we are moving forward. So they just took it to themselves. We are just thinking they took it to themselves, and they withdrew the payrolls. They worked on the payrolls, had all members of the union, teachers who are in KNUT, Sava, and teachers who are in Kupet and Ekewata, get their dues and salaries as they were, and the increment as 1st of July. But those ones who are in KNUT, not.
And we're talking close to 200,000 KNUT members.
There are very many, over 198,000 teachers who are members of KNUT. And they have now been told, get out of KNUT, you go back to the payroll. Get out of KNUT.
You see, that's bullying.
Is the ruling for KNUT? Was the ruling given by KNUT?
No.
It wasn't. It was given by a court of law, where the employer went.
No.
To avoid a strike.
Yeah.
He went to court. The court has spelled itself. It has ruled. Teachers should be promoted. I'm giving you a list of teachers who have not been promoted for 12 years. 12, 14, 8, and they're teaching in secondary schools in this country.
Same class.
Teaching, same grade.
Same grade.
Teachers who have been P1s, and now they've been told you are not P1, you are B5. That is a nomenclature. It's not anything. It's like saying you are chef, I transfer your name to be called John.
Doesn't come with anything.
They're just the same.
Of the same person.
Same person.
My goodness.
So the teachers are timing in those grades.
Yes.
Those who went to universities have degrees, very good ones.
Correct.
Remember, Chef, one day it was said the following names, the following persons have certified their commission, and they are now being offered the following degrees and awards. And the teacher graduated, brought the papers in 2014, and he has the originals in the cupboard.
Yes.
They can't benefit the teacher. Are these teachers motivated?
Never. Never. Would you be?
Let the employer call us, call the unions. Then we sit. If we are unable to, that is being positive.
Yeah.
If we are unable to read from the same script, we ask the organs who can interpret this and tell us this is the way to go when we are all together. But working it alone, giving threats, saying leave the union, this union must die, so that we move. These are threats.
And the employer should also know that they have children as well.
The employer have children.
Yes.
And in fact, the Kenyan children are the employer's children.
Yes.
Yes.
John Matiangi, thanks so much for shedding so much light on this. Kareithi, there's a song there just lined up. Ile tulikuwa tukisikia tukiwa vijana.
Yes.
Beautiful song there. John Matiangi, the national treasurer of the Kenyan National Union of Teachers. Ndugu asante sana.
Thank you very much.
And we hope if this thing is resolved, please come back and we talk some more.
Thank you. I'll come back.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Jeff Koinange and Professor Hamo every day, Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Hot 96.